Well, all right. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. Wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, as always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a tad bit of your afternoon here. Now, we have quite a bit to jump into this afternoon, so I say without further ado, we go ahead and start it off. And of course, first, today is election day, as many big municipal races will be decided later on tonight. Voters in some North Alabama communities will even be choosing a new mayor. Current Decatur Mayor Tab Bowling is not running for re-election, and 4 others are vying for his spot. They are City Councilman Billy Jackson, Kent Lawrence, Butch Matthews, and Susie Wiley. In Athens, voters will also be deciding on who their next mayor will be. Incumbent Ronnie Marks is running for re-election. Danny Whitfield and Mark Wilson are also running for the position. Now in Florence, the mayor, Andy Betterton, is running for a city council seat. 7 people are looking to replace him. There are also mayoral elections happening in Russellville, Moulton, Fort Payne, and Madison. Now, polls opened across Alabama at 7 a.m. today and will close at 7 p.m. Make sure to check out all the latest and the election results on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. And of course, our reporters will also be doing team coverage on all the results coming up later tonight, so make sure to stick around for our evening newscasts. But now turning over to Madison County, a Madison County man convicted of manslaughter was sentenced earlier today. Chad Kimbrough will serve 20 years in prison. Now in 2019, he was driving drunk on Butler Road. Kimbrough crashed the car, killing passenger Summer Walden. Kimbrough apologized to Walden's family in his statement. He also talked about how much the incident has affected him over the years. Very sad situation there. But now moving out to Tuscumbia with the story in case you missed it. A Deshler High School student is still recovering after he was severely injured. Aria Pond spoke with the young man's family, who say they're still searching for answers. Aria Pons with the latest.
A parent's worst nightmare, getting a call that your child is severely injured. When Kristen and Drew Van Devender showed up to Deshler High School on Tuesday evening, they were not expecting the scene that lay before them.
Shock. So confusing. We're still confused. We don't know what happened.
At first, Kristen and Drew Van Devender say they were concerned with August's well-being. He sustained skull fractures and facial fractures on Tuesday.
Difficult time to see your child in that predicament. It was a disarray. I mean, seemed to be quite chaotic.
Yeah, and you just don't know if he's going to live.
His parents say that one of them has to be with him at all times, that his balance is off and he has headaches. However, he's back home and alive, and for that, the Van Devenders say they are so thankful.
He is progressing. Every day he's getting a little bit better. He had one of his football friends drop by yesterday, and he was able to smile, and that was the first time he's done that in a week,
Yeah.
So it was amazing seeing him smile.
Now they just want answers and full transparency, though investigators are still trying to narrow down what happened as well.
We've heard a couple of different stories, and we're going through and reviewing all the statements that were given to the administration.
Tuscumbia Police Chief Tony Logan says there are several different statements, so they want to interview the students face-to-face about what really happened. And while there are cameras on campus, those cameras face school entrances and inside the building, not the outside stairs where first responders found August.
We just need to get to the facts. We want to know what exactly happened, because we're extremely concerned about August's well-being and his health, but also we want to make sure we get to the facts.
August Borden's parents, as well as investigators, are asking the community that if you know anything about what happened, to please come forward with that information. Reporting in Tuscumbia, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
And of course, I just hope that family can have the closure they're seeking shortly, at very soon. And also, I really hope that the young man can recover and it be a speedy recovery, but such a sad situation there. But now yesterday we learned that the measles has made its way to the state of Alabama for the first time since 2002. 48's Nick Ballinger spoke with a North Alabama doctor for more details. Let's take a look.
It's a first in Alabama for over 2 decades. The state's first measles case since 2002, now confirmed in North Alabama.
Many physicians that are probably under the age of 70 and might still be practicing have never seen a case of measles.
Dr. Karen Landers, chief medical officer at the Alabama Department of Public Health, says a North Alabama child under the age of 5 contracted the highly contagious virus after visiting another country. The unvaccinated child did not attend daycare or school, so Landers says the risk of widespread measles is low, but can easily be prevented.
It's one of the most effective vaccines that we have. If you get 2 measles vaccines, probably 99% protected against measles. Our focus really needs to be on those unvaccinated children.
Measles can spread through droplets in the air after sneezes or coughs. Dr. Lander says if you're unvaccinated, you have 90% chance of becoming infected once exposed.
And there are a few people in Alabama who, have chosen not to. We would just ask people to rethink that.
A child earlier this year traveling through central Alabama tested positive for measles. There was no outbreak then, and Dr. Lander says it's due in part to the state's 95% immunization rate for kindergartners. According to the CDC, only 10 states reached that threshold.
Their immune system is very weak. So it's so important for parents to keep their children up to date on their vaccines, and specifically now.
And now we're going to head to break, but coming up, authorities are cracking down on speeding drivers in one Morgan County town and how one man is getting creative in preventing people from littering. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, the time is up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, moving out to Priceville, where Priceville police say as the city continues to grow, so does the concern about speeding drivers. 48's Faith Delp with how those officers are cracking down on the issue. Let's take a look.
Priceville Police Chief Jerry Holmes tells me as the city continues to grow, his department gets more complaints of speeding. So officers have been patrolling, handing out citations, and now collecting data. This is one of 2 brand new solar-powered radar signs that Priceville police officers have installed in residential areas. They show the speed a car is traveling and save that data for police to look at later. Chief Holmes says it will help officers determine which roads to patrol.
One of our primary focuses is the safety of residents in neighborhoods and kids being able to be out and play without the fear of being ran over by speeders.
Right now, the 2 radars are on Skidmore Road and in the Cove Creek neighborhood, but Holmes says that could change. The signs are portable, so Holmes says they will collect data in these 2 spots for a couple months and then move to River Road, Bethel Road, and Cave Springs Road, where they have also received speeding complaints.
They are not tag readers, so we're not going to be mailing citizens citations in the mail, but there could be an officer sitting somewhere close monitoring the speed.
Holmes says next steps for the problem areas could include speed bumps or more stop signs. Reporting in Priceville, Faith Delp, 48 News on your side.
Better be slowing it down if you're going through Priceville, that is for sure. But now check this out. One Scottsboro man is encouraging those in his community to not litter. He's keeping Alabama beautiful, and he's doing it in a very creative way. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy has his story.
There was litter all through the ditches, and there would be plastic bags hanging from the trees and from the bushes. And it was a distraction from the scenic beauty of this area.
Dale Strange decided to do something about that. He picked up a trash bag and a grabbing tool and started picking up trash on the highway.
The trash was so bad that I could pick up 4 or 5 bags in just a matter of 2 or 3 hours. And it was overwhelming until I worked my way through it. Every time that I picked up, it just seemed to make a difference. So I kept doing it, and now 3 years later, I'm still picking up trash, and I will find a spot that is more littered than others and try to focus on that.
Strange doesn't just pick up garbage on the side of the highway. He makes a statement.
It makes an impression if you have a mountain of trash. If you just have a little bit of trash, it doesn't make as big of an impression. And then I had a sign company to design a sign to ask people to help, and I hope that it makes an impact on people, that they're willing to maybe pick up a little bit of litter or not throw something out.
A volunteer organization in Marshall County works with Strong to help get the trash taken away once it's gathered. Strange showed me firsthand what it looks like to pick up trash along the Scottsboro Highway. He was able to nearly fill this trash bag with me in just 10 minutes.
When I go to pick it up, the trash is usually this thick, and it only takes me about a half an hour or so to pick up a whole bag of trash. I'll start down one side of the road, and then when I get about a half a bag, I'll cross over, and that way I'm back to my vehicle.
He says that people in the neighborhood have shown a lot of gratitude for his work, even writing him letters.
Well, in every neighborhood that someone could do something, and we all live together in this neighborhood, and for them to recognize that I'm improving where I live and where they live, it makes a lot of difference.
That's right. Keep Alabama beautiful. We love shouting out some local legends here in the Tennessee Valley, and that is certainly one of those local legends. Awesome story there. And now let's talk about the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. The Huntsville Museum of Art reopening soon. Get those details. A new grant for Limestone County schools to get students to eat healthier. And finally, a grant heading to Colbert County to assist with sewer issues happening countywide. That, along with our Election Day coverage, these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And now it is time for Facebook fun. You guys already know the drill. Our 48 Facebook question. Yesterday, we decided to bring it back up for a second day. Our question, of course, was, what is your go-to meal at a restaurant? You go to a restaurant, just any old restaurant, what are you typically looking for on that menu? I want to know. You all had awesome comments yesterday, so let's see what you all had to say today since yesterday's Before the Four. Let's see. James, he said burgers. He said he is a big burger guy. He's looking for the burgers, and you know, James, me and you both. I am definitely a burger guy. Love me a good burger. No doubt about it. You cannot go wrong. Thank you for commenting, James. Let's see what else you all had to say. Lena said shrimp in any form. Very interesting. I like shrimp, but I am generally not a big seafood guy. I am typically not eating a lot of seafood. I will eat some, but it is usually not my first, second, or third choice even. But you know, Lena, gotta love some shrimp. Absolutely. And let's see, Charles said he likes him some smoked chicken or some shrimp Alfredo. Hey, another comment with shrimp in the comment along with a salad. Charles, it looks like you are quite a healthy eater there. Typically when I'm getting chicken, I'm usually getting it fried. Not typically getting shrimp Alfredo, and instead of a salad, it's usually going to be some fries, something that is a lot more unhealthy than this comment, but you know, gotta love eating healthy. Charles, thank you so much for commenting. And let's see, Mona, she said depends on the restaurant, and of course, absolutely, it depends on the restaurant. If it's Mexican, I am typically getting, I usually get fajitas at Mexican restaurants. I'm getting me some steak fajitas. That's typically my go-to. If it's a burger joint, of course, I'm probably going to get the triple and probably going to get a lot of cheese on that. I love me a big burger. And seafood restaurant, what am I typically getting at seafood? Usually some coconut shrimp, honestly. Love me some good coconut shrimp. And if it's Italian, what do I normally get at Olive Garden? I do frequent Olive Garden quite often. Usually I'm getting, I love that dessert on their menu, the chocolate lasagna. Love me some tiramisu, but I'm getting the chicken marsala typically. I love that chicken marsala they have up there at Olive Garden. But anyway, thank you all for commenting on our 48 Facebook question of the day. That is just about it for today's Before the Four. Thank you all for sticking around and spending a bit of your afternoon here. Make sure you tune in to tonight's evening newscast and get the latest on the local elections. But y'all, that is it. Y'all have a great rest of your night. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.